Hi, I'm Jeff, and welcome to another one of my videos where I take a look at all the new comic books coming out on either April 25th or 26th, 2023, and I ask myself the question, what one new comic book would I buy this week if I could buy just one book? I'm on the tail end of a cold right now, so I've got my glass of water and I've got a tissue in my pocket, so if there's any coughing or sniffling going on, I can move right through, but I had to make a video for you all, so here it is. Let's start off this video first by taking a look back at my pick from 2 weeks ago, which was 8 Billion Genies, issue number 8. And the question remains, was it a worthy and worthwhile pick to be my just one book pick of the week? And the answer is yes. Yeah, it was. I really liked 8 Billion Genies. I've liked it from issue number 1 all the way through issue number 8. It was exciting. It was fresh. It was unique. It was thought-provoking. It ended with a little bit of an overly sweet kind of moment, but that's okay. I enjoyed it a lot. I think it's fantastic. It got a lot of hype as the biggest book of 2022, indie book, I should say, and I think a lot of it was really deserved. It was a really enjoyable read, and I recommend it for everybody. If you haven't already read it, I'm sure they're going to put it out in a collected edition. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth picking up and reading as a trade paperback when that comes out. So yes, 8 Billion Genies issue number 8 was, for me, worthy and worthwhile. All right, let's move forward now and take a look at the books that are coming out this week. Now, I'm going to move through my honorable mentions as quickly as possible because I feel like I'm going to have a lot to say about my pick this week. So let's just jump right in. First, by telling you about my first honorable mention, which is Green Arrow, issue number 1 of a 6-issue limited series from DC. Here's the description. The Emerald Archer is lost, and it will take Oliver Queen's whole family to find him. But dangerous forces are determined to keep them apart at any cost. Spinning out of Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, Green Arrow by DC architect Joshua Williamson and artist Sean Izaakse, I'm sure I butchered that, is an action-packed adventure across the DCU that sets the stage for major stories in 2023. So this is one of the first Dawn of DC books. Green Arrow is cool. Green Arrow is a lot cooler than I think a lot of people give him credit. In a lot of ways, he's Batman with a bow, but in other ways, he's really, really cool. So if you're a fan of DC in general, you might be interested in knowing what this whole Dawn of DC thing is going to be about, and it starts, apparently, right here. The next book I want to mention to you is a new book. It is Star Wars, Darth Vader, Black, White, and Red, issue number 1 from Marvel Comics. Here's the description. The Dark Lord of the Sith like you've never seen him before. Following the successful Black, White, and Red series produced by Marvel Comics, Darth Vader now takes the spotlight for tales of terror by some of the industry's most talented creators. Peach Momoko will spin a story only she can bring to life. Plus, the return of Jason Aaron to the world of Star Wars with part 1 of his Vader tale spanning all 4 issues. So as this, the end of this description intimated, this is the first of 4 Darth Vader Black, White, and Red books. Darth Vader's cool. And cool stories can be told about Darth Vader. Sometimes these books that are collections of short stories, oftentimes I find these short stories to be lacking. It's just hard to tell a fully realized story with a beginning, middle, and often an end in just a few pages. So take with a grain of salt the storytelling aspect of this, but the artistic element of these Black, White, and Red and books like this can sometimes be truly amazing. Sometimes limiting an artist can really bring out the best in them, and they're going to collect the best artists that are available. So if you're a fan of Darth Vader, if you're a fan of cool comic book art, this is a book you might want to consider checking out this week. The next book I have for you is a new book. It is Alien, issue number 1 from Marvel Comics. Here's the description. Superstars Declan Shalvey and Andrea Bacardo take alien to bone-chilling new depths. Scientist Batya Zahn will do just about anything to get her family off the icy moon where they've been conducting research on water conservation. But there's more than glacial springs to find in this forgotten corner of the galaxy. When they discover an extraordinary organism buried in the ice, it won't take long for tensions to heat up. What is hidden in the snow comes forth in the thaw, and no one will be welcoming this spring. A new era of Alien starts here. So Marvel Comics has released Alien comic books. They believe they came out a couple years ago even. There was a limited thing and then it went away and now it's back. To me, it's exciting that Alien and Predator are part of the Marvel Universe. What's not exciting is that we really haven't incorporated them into the Marvel Universe at large. You don't have an alien fighting Wolverine or something like that yet. When that happens, I'll be especially excited. But for now, I'm a bit timid on it. That being said, Alien, Xenomorphs, this whole universe and concept is a cool one. So if you're into that stuff, you might consider picking up this book this week. The next book I want to mention to you is a new book. It is called Deep Cuts, issue number 1 of a 6-issue limited series from Image Comics. Here's the description. New Orleans, 1917. In the city's bustling red light district, a young clarinet player lands a job with his hero, but he'll soon discover there's more to the music business than playing the right notes. Join writers Kyle Higgins and Joe Clark and an all-star cast of artists for 6 double-length issues that weave stories of struggle, joy, and hope through the history of jazz. Register pitch, a whip-smart new miniseries that's perfect for music fans searching for a story with depth and redemption. I have to thank whoever wrote this description because I think they summed it up quite nicely right there. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to read that last register pitch section one more time. A whip-smart new miniseries that's perfect for music fans searching for a story with depth and redemption. If that's you, you might consider picking up Deep Cuts this week. All right, now we're going to start getting into the books that I am buying this week. These are still honorable mentions, however. The next one I want to mention to you is Ambassadors, issue number 3 of a 6-issue limited series from Image Comics. Here's the description. The world is in a frenzy. Everyone wants superpowers, but only 6 people will be selected as their country's ambassadors in this global competition. Meet the mother and son superhero team from Paris. This description does not do this book justice. I read issue number 1 and I enjoyed it. Thought it was interesting on many different levels. Then I read issue number 2 and it really cemented all of that for me. It became even more interesting and even more enjoyable. So I'm pleasantly surprised at just how much I'm enjoying The Ambassadors. It's just a 6-issue limited series. If you haven't picked up issues number 1 and 2, I'm sure it's not too late to find those at most comic shops or some comic shops. Still available at cover price. I don't think it's gone up on the secondary market. I'm not fully aware of that. But the point is, I like it. I think it's entertaining. I think it's worth checking out. I'm picking up issue number 3 this week. The next book I want to mention to you is Torrent, issue number 3 from Image Comics. Here's the description. Michelle Metcalf gave up the last thing she had to lose, her secret identity. But will taking that step be enough to get revenge on the man who killed her husband and kidnapped her son? Or will she have to go further? Spoiler alert, she'll have to go further. So I mentioned Torrent was a pick of the week for me about 2 months ago. And I mentioned in my revisiting of Was It Worthy Worthwhile just how much I loved issue number 1. And I did. And issue number 2 was great as well. So I am all in on Torrent. I'm really enjoying it. I just find it really interesting and entertaining and exciting. And I'm very, very curious to see what our main character is going to do next. in her search for vengeance and her kidnapped son. It's really good. I like it a lot. I'm picking it up this week. The next book I'm buying this week that is an honorable mention is Behold Behemoth, issue number 5 of a 5-issue limited series from Boom Studios. Here's the description. In the heartbreaking final issue, Gray and Wren find themselves closer than ever to finding answers about who and what the behemoths are. Kavita has ulterior motives, though, ones that may be deadly to Wren, and put Gray in an impossible choice. So Behold Behemoth has been fine. Perfectly fine. I bought and I'll be reading all 5 of the 5 issues presented. It's an interesting story that I've been enjoying. That being said, I am not over the moon on Behold Behemoth. I only kept with it through issue 5 because they only had 5 issues. But I'm not mad about it, and it hasn't been a waste of money or time. It is good, not just super fantastic. So I'm glad to be ending it because it's been an interesting read, and I'm ready to not to buy one less book each month. Okay, we are now going to segue into a special segment that we have in these videos from time to time, and that special segment is Time and Time. Yes, it's the return of Time and Time once again with 2 books from James Tynion IV that are coming out this week that I am going to be picking up. The first one is Blue Book, issue number 3 of a 5-issue limited series from Dark Horse Comics. Here's the description. Trauma takes hold as nightmares plague the hills with visions of the strange creatures they encountered. Were these just dreams or actual missing memories? These questions set the 2 of them off on a path for answers by retracing their bizarre journey and encounters with the unknown. Also including True Weird, Grande Pure by Loni Nadler, Jenna Cha, and Aditya Bidikar. Blue Book is not my favorite James Tynion IV project. It is a non-fiction project in that they are retelling an actual story that somebody says happened to them in reality, being abducted by aliens. I am a bit skeptical on whether or not that happened. I believe aliens exist, by the way. I just don't think they've come to our planet yet. But I am enjoying Blue Book in general because it does a good job kind of sort of presenting a history of alien encounters that people have recounted here in the world, I guess, in the United States in this instance. So it's interesting how he tells the story, and it's interesting information to know because it's a lot of deeper information than I have personally. So it is entertaining, but it's by far not my favorite James Tynion IV thing. But I am sticking with it, even though I've already read them through Substack, because I'm a big James Tynion IV fan. It is well done and it is interesting. So basically, bottom line, if you're into alien encounters in any way, shape, or form, you absolutely should be reading Blue Book. Those are all of my honorable mentions. So that leaves just one thing to talk about. And that one thing is my just one book pick of the week. And that book is World Tree, issue number 1 from Image Comics. Here's the description. In 1999, Gabriel and his friends discovered the Undernet, a secret architecture to the internet. They charted their exploration on a message board called World Tree. Then they lost control. Someone broke into World Tree, someone who welcomed the violet hold the Undernet had on them. At great personal cost, Gabrielle and the others thought they sealed the Undernet away for good. They were wrong. And now they will know the meaning of fear, spelled P-H-3-4-R. She's the bad guy. The next major horror outing from multiple Eisner Award-winning writer James Tynion IV and Fernando Blanco, along with Eisner-winning colorist Jordi Belair and Eisner-nominated letterer Aditya Bidikar, begins here. Let's talk about what's most important first, the book itself. Now, because I'm a big fan of James Tynion IV, I'm semi-connected with other people that are much more connected with James Tynion IV himself. And because of those connections, I was granted an opportunity to read this book ahead of it being released to the public. So I've read it. It's really good. I mean, it's really, really good. It is creepy and disturbing and nightmare fuel and weird, but very entertaining, very compelling, really, really good stuff. The top quality kind of good stuff that you expect from James Tynion IV. So, simply as if you're not into horror and people getting killed, this book isn't for you. But if you're okay with horror and people getting killed, then I highly, highly recommend World Tree to you. In addition, this is not a flash in the pan book that we're going to see a few of and then it's going to be gone. I believe this is the biggest release that James Tynion IV has planned for this year. And he has said that he wants to write at least like 24 of these or something like that, if not many, many more. So World Tree will be around for the next 2 years at least. So I'm looking forward to the next 2 years of reading World Tree, as much as it might disrupt some of my sleep with the nightmares that it gives me. So that alone is reason to buy World Tree. It is really good, and I highly recommend it. Now we're going to get into some of the trivia and drama about World Tree. First off, I want to revisit something that I talked about in a previous video, which is this Image 30, I forget the title, the legit title, but it's the Image 30th Anniversary Anthology Series, issue number 8. This book has a preview of World Tree in it. Well, it turns out that preview is not a preview, it's actually a prologue. This is original content that is only in this book. You can find this content if you want to read the prologue. If you sign up for the free version of James Tynion IV's Substack and search through the posts, it's in there somewhere. It's worth checking out to get a little bit of that backstory. But if you can grab this Image number 8, do so, because it is the legitimate first full appearance of at least 2 of the main characters from World Tree. So worth checking out there. Now we're going to talk a little bit about, there's been a little bit of drama with World Tree. World Tree was supposed to come out 2 weeks ago on April the 12th, I think it was. But basically, James Tynion IV opened up a box of his comps, the books he gets for free from the publisher for being the writer, and he opened them up and he looked at the covers and he found that the cover for the A cover, just the cover for the A cover and the D cover were printed too dark. Lots of details from the artwork was missing because it was so dark. It was also, I've seen these, they also were a bit washed out. So not only were they dark, they were washed out. It was bad. It was bad printing. And so this book is very important to James Tynion IV as a creator-owned series. And he said, nuh-uh, we're going to do something about it. And he got together with Image and they decided, we are going to reprint the A cover and the D cover. And we're also, to accommodate that, we're going to push back the official release date for the book to April 26th. Sounds fine, right? The problem was the books had already shipped at this point. So retailers, this announcement came out like 5 or 6 days or something like that before the book was supposed to go on sale. And Diamond released a retailer advisory, which I'll put up right here, which basically said, hey folks, the A&D covers were misprinted. They're too dark. We're going to ask you to destroy those. In the meantime, we're going to print up new ones of just those covers. You hold on to the other covers that you have and sell them all on the new official release date of the 26th. Okay, so apparently a lot of retailers did not get the message because retailers all over the place were selling this book on the 12th. They were selling the misprints that they're not supposed to sell, that they're supposed to destroy. In fact, even some retailers chose to mark it up. I've seen them go for 10, 12, 15, as much as $20. Some people are paying for these misprints. I find that to be very disappointing. Not only for the people that are marking it up, but also for the people that are throwing away their money on them. Some misprints are special, I agree. And if they are special, I understand going after them. These are not special. They are going to be the same number of A covers that are misprinted as A covers that are correctly printed. And it's just the cover. And if you went to the comic book store and you saw 2 copies of a book, and one looked really, really bad, and one looked much, much better, and you knew that the bad ones and the good ones were printed in equal numbers, which one would you choose? I would choose the good one, personally. So because it's not rare, because the misprint's not rare, and because it's not special, it's not like there's like someone says a bad word or someone's naked that's not supposed to be naked or something like that, because it's not juicy, as I like to say. I don't find the misprints very appealing or very collectible. And I've seen the people who have been trying to sell them at a raised price, I've seen that price go drop a lot over the past 2 weeks. It's because people realize, hey, we should go after the good ones eventually. That's my opinion. Some people have different opinions. If you have any thoughts on this, I'd love, it's highly debatable. It's definitely a debatable topic. So if you have any thoughts on this, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to know what you think about the collectability of these misprints. Let me know down in the comments. So a lot of people have already read this. There's a lot of drama about it. I don't know if the misprints are going to hurt the A cover, if it becomes a big success in the future. I don't know what the future holds for World Tree. What I do know is that it is really good. It's a really great read from a fantastic writer and should absolutely be picked up by everybody that I know. You know I'm a big fan of James Tynion IV. And I'm definitely a big fan of this title in particular. And I use Blue Book just really quickly as a comparison. I like Blue Book, but I acknowledge that Blue Book is not fantastic. It's good, but it's not like fantastic to some. World Tree is fantastic. So I highly recommend it, and that is why it is my just one book pick for this week. Okay, so a little bit of housekeeping business to talk about. There may or may not be a just one book video this upcoming weekend, next week. I am going to be going to amazing Las Vegas Comic-Con next weekend. I'm really looking forward to that. James Tynion IV is going to be there. Martin Simmons is going to be there. Fernando Blanco is going to be there. Alvaro Martinez Bueno is going to be there. A bunch of other people are going to be there. Inyok Lee, a bunch of other people are going to be there. I'm looking forward to going to the convention and meeting some of these creators. I'm going to try to do a just one book video if I can squeeze it into my schedule. It may be done as a YouTube live, so be prepared for that. I may also do other content live from the convention. So keep your eyes peeled, and if you're subscribed, hit that notification bell so you're notified when and if I go live. But no promises. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna enjoy the con. If it means not being able to make videos this week, that's just the way it's going to have to be. All right, if you like these videos, you like this content, likes are appreciated by me. If you haven't already subscribed, I invite you to do so now. Hit that notification bell. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.